Everyone for joining. I have been very excited about this webinar, and we have more webinars coming focusing on AI. I think this is a hot topic right now, and we're looking into making it more practical, how to make AI more practical. And today we are speaking about localization of websites and blogs using automation and an AI. So before we go into introduction, I want to kick us and put us in the right path. Magnus, I know you had some amazing results. Can you just share that with us in just a couple of seconds to get everyone excited to kick off this webinar?
I'll be really happy to. This has been a fantastic collaboration. And the team over at Spazio Crypto is really good. There's only 6 of them, and they deliver some amazing stuff. And also the Make platform has really delivered on this one. When we started, it was 2 languages, and today we're running 8 translated languages total, a total of 9. And one thing, really, the primary driver was speed. That we wanted the user experience was the key in the beginning, and then at the end we realized that, wait a minute, this is really cost efficient, and the numbers was suddenly we realized that we were, really compared to other solutions for translation, we're saving 80% of the monthly cost, but that was like the added bonus. But the primary thing was really to have the user experience and the site speed. So it's really fantastic.
Wow, that's significant. So that's what we're gonna be looking into today. This is gonna be a very practical webinar. We're gonna be going into the specific details, how Magnus managed to achieve that, to automatically localize our websites into 8 different languages. So let's look at the agenda. And actually, before going to the agenda, a little bit of housekeeping. So we have the chat down there within Zoom. You can chat with everyone there. But if you do have a question, please do not add it to the chat. Just add it to the Q&A. There's a button there called Q&A. Add your questions there. We're going to be answering them at the end of the webinar. Also, rest assured, the webinar will be recorded. The webinar will be shared with you afterwards, and also going to be available on our website. So let's kick off this webinar with quick introduction about Make. Hopefully, if you are attending the webinar, you already know about Make. I'm not going to spend hours introducing Make, but Make is an automation platform that enable you to automate any workflow, whether it's simple or complicated. Though we have more than 1,800 connectors and apps that you can connect together. Thousands of people have been using Make for years, and they are achieving amazing results. That's it. I'm not going to go more into details. We're going to be discovering Make today when we're speaking about the implementation of the automation that Magnus has been doing. So now, Magnus, to you, maybe introduce us about yourself and Ghostflow.
Yes, I'll be happy to. Basically, media technology in any form. And before, we started with media and technology, but everything has merged now. So it's media technology. Online publishing in any format, a lot of video streaming, integration, automation, and basic problem solving. The more harder the problem, the more fun. And we also, a lot of people are want to migrate from existing platforms. So we assist in bringing people off Substack and other, big platforms to independent publishing on Ghost to really be able to speak freely. I like to describe us as a small team of experts. That's a quote from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with Zappos People blocks, So that's basically good Ghostflow, a small team of experts. That's what we do here. And for this project, again, I'm really happy to be able to share this project with you and everyone here today, because it has really been a fantastic collaboration and just amazing results. For the Spazio Crypto site, when Salvatore and I started working together, he had 2 languages, and he was using these dynamic translators available to plug in web-based stuff. And the site had 2 languages, loaded in more than 10 seconds. It just wasn't, that's not going to work. Translations were so-so, and you couldn't really control them either. Very difficult to get the context right, because it was crypto information site, which is what Spazio Crypto is, just unbiased crypto information, and it was really difficult to get the context for the translator right. And the SEO was not impressive, you know, because the metadata, sitemaps, and everything, it was difficult to get that in place. And in order for Google, and they want the site to be useful in less than 3.8 seconds, and these are the original benchmarks we had when we tested it before we started to work. And I mean, page was usable in 8 seconds. Largest content paint was 6.5, and you know, it just wasn't really working. So that was the original request from my client.
And I think these are like it's challenges that a lot of people are facing, especially if you are focusing on expanding your audience by going to local markets. And yeah, it comes not only with the challenges of translating the website, but as you said, the performance of the website, the SEO of the website. I think this is a very common challenges for anyone going into localization. So that was the challenges that you were facing. What are the situation right now?
Situation right now, we're on 8 languages. We're doing Turkish. No, we're not doing Turkish. We're doing Russian, Chinese, Italian, French, German, English, of course, Korean, and Japanese. And one thing we realized that this solution actually scales linearly. So there's no tier like, oh, you can have five languages for this price, so you have to switch to another package, or you have 500,000 words or something. You can just keep adding languages, and it will actually scale linearly. That's also a really nice thing. They are all the separate instances running on their own Ghost instance. So we have full control over the UX, all the menus, all the buttons, and everything is localized. So it turned out to be really, really nice. Yes.
Brilliant. So I think right now that's what we will be looking at. How did you manage to achieve that? And I think you're describing that to me. You separated that into, let's say, three different automations. So, and the first one I think
Yes.
was like the translation part. Yeah. So
Yes.
what did you do? How did you start this?
Well, the translations have to be static. So we use any CMS that has an API. We can use those. Could be Ghost, WordPress, anything where we can interact with Make platform. So whenever a post is published in Italian, we publish in 8 different languages. All the subscribers, if you're a subscriber to this blog, you get the post by email immediately. We submit it to site engines, and we push it to social media also, and all this happens in less than 30 seconds. So that's pretty impressive. um, and
Yeah.
it's so fast. It's just we actually throttle the thing to just keep not to overload stuff, but it's really fast. So
Cool.
that's the first part, the translation and CMS integration. We're going to show how to build this with WordPress here later today. And then we have to get them into the SEO, SEO and indexing. And one important thing is that these AIs, they actually read data from the web clearly. And I think one thing that is new and kind of important is Bing, because previously no one was like, oh, what's Bing? But Copilot is reading data using Bing as a source for information. So by submitting to Bing using Index Now, we also get the stuff into Copilot. So you can, so that's nice. And we also submit it to Google, and we translate everything: the title, the URL, alt tags, excerpts, tags, categories. Everything is localized in the different languages. So then we have
Yusuf.
unique sitemaps for each one. So that
Nice.
turned out really, really nice. Social media, of course, prompting and summary, where we quickly, you know, we have flows and we push it to any kind of destinations, Medium, LinkedIn, Twitter, and that also happens almost instantly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really nice. And then we had one problem that we ran into, or problem or situation was, how do we switch language, right? Everything is localized. So let's say someone is reading a post in English, and then we say, oh, it's available in French. We want to switch to the French version. We're wondering what's the URL of that one. So that was one thing we had to solve. But again, the Make platform has just an amazing set of tools to make that happen. So we're going to have a look at also how we did to sort out what is the URL for the different language versions.
Awesome. That's brilliant. So thank you very much for the introduction. I think now let's move into the actual demo and see how we build that. And I saw someone was adding a question there on the chat. Just again, as a reminder, if you have a question, please add it in the Q&A tab. But just a quick, not answer to the question, but actually we have something related to what you are asking about. You were asking about using either a subdomain or a directory. And I know Magnus has something to say about that. So it's gonna come during the webinar. But again, if you have a question, please make sure to add it in the Q&A. So yeah, let's go to the first demo and actually doing the translation.
All right, so we're going to build this flow from scratch. And the first thing we want to do is to connect WordPress with the Make platform. And to do that, we're going to use a webhook, a custom webhook. For today's demo, we have built a small, simple WordPress site. It has some demo data, and today we're going to work on this post about cats. So we're going to learn about cats. This is from Wikipedia. So we're going to learn a little bit about cats. And
I assume
the
you are a
thing
cat
is,
person, Magnus,
a
right?
cat person, definitely cat person. Yes. In order to do that, so we want, whenever we update publish a post in WordPress, we want to notify Make that, okay, a new post is available. And in order to do that, we have to fire a webhook. And to do that, we have a plugin here, which is called WP Webhooks. And these are all the events that will fire this webhook and communicate with the Make platform that, okay, we have a comment, here's a post created, user created. And today we are using, to simplify everything, we are firing webhooks on post updated. So whenever we
Maybe
update
before
the post,
sorry to interrupt,
sorry,
maybe just before going into these details, can we give a very quick introduction to what actually is a webhook? I think like some people, this word might be a little bit new to them. So what is a webhook?
of course. A webhook is any kind of notification with associated data. It can be anything. A new order. We have, the sun is shining, order has been shipped, you have a new member, post is updated. Basically, any event that happens in any system, we can then trigger a webhook. We usually say that a webhook fires. And when the webhook fires, it also attaches some data with the event. So this is the outgoing data that goes with the hook. And we can see that it will send post content, it will send the title, the status of the post and everything. So let's have a look and see how this plays out in Make. So if we do this and we run this once, we see that Make is now waiting for the data. So we go here and we're going to hit our posts and we're going to go and edit our cat text. Let's add another something, headline. And now I save. So the post is updated. If I go back to Make now, I see that I have received data from WordPress. And we see that this post ID is 198. And under post, I see post content. And here is the actual content. This is what I need. So we now move data. The post has been brought over to the Make platform. The first thing that happens is that this is supposed to be HTML. It is not. It includes some other stuff here that we need to filter out when we talk. So, we're going to make this very, very simple today. So we're going to have a text parser, and we're just going to take HTML to text. So we're just going to strip all HTML tags because we're taking a little shortcut today for the demo. So as you can see here, HTML, and this is where Make has taken the data that WordPress has sent and turn it into building blocks. So all this data is now available to us for processing and changing and modifying. And I'm interested in the post content block, as you can see here. So we do that. Perfect. So let's try this again and see what happens. We do, okay, fine. We do here, and we remove this exclamation mark. We save. It's updated. And now we see that output here from this module is just the raw text, which is perfect. Great. So we now have the control of the text on the Make platform. So let's translate this. And we're using DeepL Translate for this. It's very impressive. AI, context aware, really, really impressive, which is what we use also for Spatio Crypto. So
I think
DeepL
one
Translate.
question probably some people will ask here, can
Yes.
we use just Google Translate?
Oh, yes, of course, you can use any. There are a number of different translators available here. If we do, you can pull in Translate, you can have DeepL, you have Google Translate, you have Localize, you can even have OpenAI, I think, Translate. You can plug in any translator. But we really like DeepL. So here's my connection, previously established that I'm paying money to DeepL. And the text I want to translate is this text parsers text. Thank you. And the target language is all the languages that are available on the DeepL platform. Today, let's try for Spanish. And the formality is less formal. We're not so strict. Source language, it is English. It's not necessary to, it can actually identify this themselves. And then some other stuff if we want to do some more advanced stuff here and things, but overall, this is good. So that's the body, but we also have to translate the header. So we do another translate module, and this time we want to translate the title, post title. Thank you. And again, the Spanish target language, and we're good. So that's it pretty much. So we can play this now if we do run once. And we're going to edit this post. We go back to WordPress and we save it. And then we're going to go to Make, and we see that, for example, the headline has been translated to Spanish, and it's now El Gato. This is gatos. But the really fun thing then is that we can add a WordPress module here. We go WordPress, and we want to create a post. So we put this in the end of our flow. I'm going to move this a little bit here. And this is the connection to my temporary blog here. The title is, let's see, 11 is the title. So the title is from 11, translation and text, El Gato. And the content is the other one, that's number 10. And here's the text, the content. The type for this, it's a post, excerpt we don't have, date will be automatic, slug, status, format, no. But I want to do two things. I want to flag this post as translated. So I insert a tag, translated. I am the author of this post, and also we want the cover image, and it's 199. That can be sorted out later. Great. So this is our post. I'm going to save this here, and let's see if we can run this once. I'll go to the post and remove it there. I save it, and we go here, and I go home, and let's see if we can refresh this.
It's always something wrong whenever you do a demo. Like something has to break.
It's always more
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
Let's see, create a post. Oh, sorry, I forgot to publish it. Of course. It's in draft mode. And here it is. And everything, I forgot to set it to published. So what we can do is just to publish this. And it's published. And now if I go here, and there it is, El Gato. Yes, so basically the only thing missing here was the status of the post, and the status should be publish.
All right.
Great.
So I think actually that's very useful. So like it's gonna be up to you if you want to have the status as
Yes.
only a draft, if you want to check it before it gets published, or you know what, I trust DeepL, I know my automation, everything is working fine. I just wanna the post to go be published right away. So maybe
Yes.
to give a recap of this very simple scenario, you are creating a webhook, which basically till make every time there is a new post, it's gonna notify me, okay, like here's a new post, and what this will do, it will just clean up the content of the post, and then
Correct.
use DeepL or any other translation platform you would like to use. You're gonna translate the content, you're gonna translate the title, and then you're gonna also publish it in WordPress. Correct?
Yes. Yes. Correct. So let's run this again. As you noticed, I changed now to target language Japanese,
Wow.
which is fun. So we go run once, wait for new data because it fires very. We're not gonna do this one. We're gonna go back into our cat, the English version, and we add another space and we do save, post updated, and let's see if this will auto-publish. It will. So now we
Yes.
have it in automatically located into, what do you say, Japanese, right? I think so.
Awesome.
I think this is Japanese. So which you can keep adding languages here at this stage. Any language that DeepL support or Google Translate or anything.
That's
So
fantastic.
so we have English, we have Spanish, El Gato. You notice also that DeepL notices that this is Latin and doesn't touch it. There's a lot of that stuff going on with DeepL that is very, very smart.
Yeah, I think this is going to
Translating.
be very important in the kind of translation tool that you use, like how much advanced they are, how much can they understand the context, and as you're also showing that if you want to make it more formal, less formal, I think this is definitely depends on how advanced the tool that you are using.
Yes, yes. So then that's the easy part I was going to say. And
So let's go a
because
little
what
bit
we
more advanced.
Yes, because now we have a few problems here. And this is the question regarding how do we put the URLs here. If you use same site, you can just put them on subdirectories, give them categories E, N, F, R, J, and they will be an article de blog, French, and we have Japanese. Or if you have separate instances, you can put them under different subdomains, which is what we're using for Spatio Crypto. And then we're going to have a problem because they are separate. And how do we switch language? So we need to figure out the language switching thingy. And there's another version also. We have to tell Google that there are a number of language versions available,
Yeah.
and they use a meta tag called hreflang. So we also need to say that this post is available in English, French, Spanish, German, Russian, Chinese, and Japanese, and provide the URL to that one for the search engine. And the way we solve that is that we go back to make here, is that we build a URL lookup table. So whenever a post is translated, it checks in and say, hello, I was just translated to Japanese, and this is my Japanese URL. And when we translate to French, it will actually say, okay, this is my French URL. And then we have a post ID that goes across all language versions. So knowing the post ID, we can then quickly figure out what are the URLs. And then we need to get hold of this data somehow. All right. And in order to do that, we query this database. This is where this data store that is within Make. And we have an API. We built a small API on Cloudflare workers. And basically you send the post ID and you get all the language versions available: Italian, English, French, German, Russian. And since with this information, we can do this. Let's see. Here is the Spatio Crypto site. It is in Japanese. And of course, we can switch language here, but then that takes us to the home page. We don't want to do that. Instead, we want to switch to English, German, French, or Spanish. So if we switch this one to read this post in English, we actually know that this is the same post, but translated to English. So it's all very, straightforward, that we're able to take the data from the URL lookup table. We build a really simple API here that gives us the URLs, and this one we can then render into the sites.
Yeah, I know this is a little bit of an advanced part. That's why we would not include the automation here. But if you actually want to build that, I know like Magnus, you can reach out to him afterwards and can share all the blueprints for this automation. I can actually copy paste his automation basically to implement this specific part. But we will still continue. I think we are now moving into the social media part. So like how can we
Yes.
automate social media posting for the different languages that we published.
Yes. So let's see. I'm gonna need some help for this
Oh,
module. Yes, because I'm gonna need 3 animals.
all right. Yeah, I think
Right.
that's gonna be exciting. See, I think we can be using the audience here, and we're gonna be building this like. Oh, we already have some suggestion, which actually I definitely agree with. So we have panda,
Panda is
zebra,
good.
and
Zebra, I
a
like
bear.
zebra. And bear
Uh,
also. Okay. Living planet. I'm gonna send an email with you had panda, zebra, I like zebra, and bear.
yes.
Any kind of bear, specific bear. I can spell that. We're not gonna do hippopotamus because I can't spell it.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
one
also have
more.
we have another someone Juan suggested ornithorynco. I don't know if this is an actual animal or not, but like yeah, for the sake of simplicity, let's stick with these 3 animals: panda, zebra,
Okay.
and a bear.
Panda, zebra, and bear. Okay, good. So this email address, you see, it's a little bit of a strange email, but let's just fire off this one. So I'm writing an email. I have 3 animals here, so we'll send this, and we're gonna wait for there it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our WordPress site here, which previously, and let's see what happens if I refresh this. Oh, here's a story about animals on planet Earth.
Oh,
That's
wow.
interesting. Oh, the panda and the zebra and the bear. Pandas are beloved for their distinctive black and white fur coats. All right, so we have some interesting facts about pandas here. They feed on bamboo. And we have zebras. What do they know? Herbivores, tight-knit family groups, really nice. And bears, powerful, fascinating mammals.
How
That's
how
pretty
did you
cool.
do that, Magnus?
Yes, how did I do that? And oh my God, it's in French and in Japanese as well.
That was fast.
How did that happen? So the
Yes,
same thing
please.
is now available in, we have it in French. It's le panda, le zebra, and le, I'm sorry, my French is really bad. Un ours.
I don't understand French, but it sounds perfect
Okay,
to me.
but it's but even this one is pretty cool. So we have it, with headlines and everything. And
Okay, you made everyone excited now. You have to
I
tell
have
us how
to
you made
show
it.
you
Like,
what happened here.
yes.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we can find something called Planet Earth. So this was the flow that just happened. So basically, the email is we catch the email with using a mail hook. That means that Make will actually read the email and make this information available to you. Panda, zebra, and bear. So that information is now pulled from the email. And then we send this to an AI, Anthropic Claude in this place, and says create a message. And the message that we're using is introduce yourself as Claude, the helpful AI, and write 1 paragraph of interesting facts on each of the animals provided. And you can have a user prompt, which is the animal. And if we run this with Claude, it will run on dog, elephant, and oh my goodness, rate exceeded. There you are. And here we are, dogs, elephants, and ants. So Claude just generated dogs, elephants, and ants here, which is pretty cool. So this is the prompt. This is the system prompt we're using, and this is the user prompt. So in this translation flow, planet Earth, there we are, we tell Claude that the content, the user, is the incoming text from the email. And then we also have a system prompt, which is introduce yourself as Claude and write 3 interesting things. And once we have that,
maybe like sorry to interrupt here, because a
yeah,
lot of people, when we speak about AI, the first thing that comes to their mind is just it chatting with the AI, whether it's Google Gemini or ChatGPT, and like this is it's the limitation where people are thinking. But actually, in order to make AI more practical for your business, it's about connecting AI to the other systems that you are working on, and it's exactly what you are doing here. It's okay. No, I'm gonna take the data from email as an example, right? And then I'm gonna give the prompt to AI here using Make, and then send this information to a different system that I have. And I think this is the power of AI. How can you connect it to all of your system rather than just going and chatting with it?
it is, and it's a lot of fun, and it's just really impressive, especially what they can do here. And I requested the answer in HTML and H2 for headings. So this
Awesome.
is what we get. So we have the HTML ready, text response. Here it is with headlines, pandas, zebras, and bear. And then
Wow.
we create an English post using this information, the text response and everything. And then I also translated it to French. I created a French post, translated to Japanese, and create post. And then it seems that I stripped the tags again. And what's this? Create a post. Do you think this could already be on Facebook? You think it's possible?
Interesting.
Um,
Let's see. I'm curious.
oh my God,
Oh, the
it's
panda is
already
there. The
available on
zebra is
Facebook.
there.
So we're
Wow.
already posted on social. Pandas,
Wow.
zebras, and bear with a nice
Wow.
image also. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
And then the last step here is something, another AI module, and then it sends an email. So I just want to check if I have an email. Oh, here's an email, The Amazing Planet. And this seems, this seems more aligned to, teenagers or kids. Pandas are adorable. They're smileys and stuff. Do you ever wonder what zebras have striking black and white stripes? It's changed the tones of the post, right?
Impressive.
And it's basically because when I sent it to, sorry, Planet Earth, there it is. When I sent it to Claude again, the output from previous modules, I used a different prompt. And the prompt I used for this one is a kid's newsletter. You're a children's book teacher. Rewrite these descriptions of
Wow.
animals into an exciting weekly newsletter titled Did You Know? Children 10 to 15 age, and again, answer in HTML with headings. So basically, you can have your weekly email done in by writing an email. So this will, it's, you get your weekly email done just by sending off one email. So that's kind of fun.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, so that was what we did with this flow. And I mean, it's all very straightforward, right? Pick up the email, generate the 3 basic facts, post it out, post it to Facebook. And of course, we can add any social media here. And today, I only sent it to myself. But this last step could be MailChimp or Mailgun, hit your
Yeah,
mailing list, and
exactly.
suddenly you have sent your email also.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I see
But
like you just again just a reminder because I still see people adding some questions in the chat. Please just make sure to add them into the Q&A tab so we can answer them at the end.
yes, so that's it pretty much. It's fairly straight forward the whole thing. Um, okay, so that's it pretty much.
It's
Just to
awesome.
build these flows. Um, it's I mean, it's just this is the beauty of the Make platform, that this some very, very advanced stuff becomes almost trivial.
Yeah,
We just add the
yeah.
modules, move the data along the pipeline, change it, modify it, push it here, take the output, do this, and it just happens.
I think
So
maybe that's the challenge here, especially in the use case that you're describing, which is create not translating just to one language, but you are translating to like 8 languages right now. And does this mean that you need to create 8 different scenarios or 8 different automation? You have to update every single one of them every time you make a change, or how are you managing that?
yes, we did actually initially, which was, you know, a little bit rough, but because they're all separate instances, so we had to use different connections to each language, and that means that we had to duplicate the scenarios for each language. So whenever we had to change, if we had to make a modification to one scenario, we had to do it in 8 different places.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really happy to read about dynamic connections. So now we can skip all that basically, and we just send the language, the connection as a variable. So we can build this with one scenario, and then we just send, okay, this is for the French side, this is for the Japanese side, this is for the Korean side, this is for the Russian side, and that will make life much easier for us. But this was brand new, called dynamic connections in Make, and it makes everything so much easier, and it's a really good feature.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's
Yes.
a new feature that make please go and discover it. I'm not gonna jump too much into the details now. Um, that was impressive, Magnus. Thank you very much. So like, what did you achieve at the end?
Oh, at the end, let's see some takeaways here. We publish once in Italian, or Team Spazio Crypto. They are able to do some amazing stuff with a very small team. They do really, they have an enormous reach, and they have an enormous presence. Um, French, German, Spanish, English, Russian, Chinese, Japanese. They they push it to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Telegram, Medium. And the AI translation is static and editable. Full UX control. It looks really good. And then of course the surprise was the cost saving. And the components that we use are Make, of course, and there's a CDN, Bunny CDN for the media delivery. It runs on a private server, DeepL translation, ChatGPT, and that's it basically. That's all the running costs that Spazio Crypto has today. And as you can see, we did really well here. The speed index is loading below 2 seconds. We're on 81 on desktop. SEO is a 100. Best practice is 96. So this is lighthouse value. So we're very happy about how Ghost, in this case, as a CMS delivered. I'm sure this can be done with WordPress also. But it's with Ghost, it's an extremely fast platform, which is why we like it. And I think if I can also quickly show, because this speed index of 2 seconds, to put this in context, because what we have here is, let's see if we have, we should have this. There it is. This post. I mean, there's a lot. See, it loads instantly, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a slider here. All the categories are translated. These are the tags. Newsletter, loads of video, and there's even a ticker at the bottom. And all this we're able to load in. If I do a hard reload here, boom. I mean, it takes basically no time, and the only way to do this is to have static translation. There's no way to achieve this with the dynamic translations. So
So
that's what we have to. This is the beauty of the
brilliant.
solution.
Brilliant. No, thank you very much. That was definitely impressive. And like what I really enjoy, like how you took us through that. Although like at the beginning you look at the scenario and you have a lot of branches and like it's so complicated. But actually once you go into the details, it's actually quite simple. Like if you just understand the few basics, it's simple, and you can do it yourself. And I know some people have been asking that question. Can you share this scenario with them, and I know that you are happy to do that. So you can reach out to Magnus, go to his website, reach out through LinkedIn, and he will be sharing that with you. And is there anything else, or we move to the questions now, Magnus?
Yes, yeah, I'll be happy to answer any questions or
All
anything
right.
that you want
So
to.
so again, just a reminder, we're gonna have the webinar is recorded. We're gonna be sending to your email within a couple of days, and it will also be available at Make website. If you are not already a Make user, you can scan this QR code, and you can have 2 months of the Pro plan for free. All right, shall we move to the questions? So I think, yeah, someone was still asking about the URL and if we can utilize that on the top level domain. Basically, instead of subdomain, we are using a subdirectory. And I think you already answered the question that yes, that is possible, right?
Yes, correct. There's two ways of doing it. You know, you can just assign a category to the translated posts and then route them DEFR. Uh, or if you're very, very talented with server side Nginx server web server hacking, you can proxy them and just pull them all in under one URL, for example. There are a number of different ways of doing it. SEO wise, I'm not sure that there are, you know, one is better than the other. Some people would say that it's more nice to have it in the slash subdomain
Yeah,
thing. But we haven't noticed any of that. You know, we're doing really well on SEO, or actually, Spazio Crypto is doing extremely well on SEO. So
understood. Great, thank you. And so there was like two or three questions about the specifics of the translation itself. Can we exclude the specific words? Can we like direct the translation to something or the other? And I think this is more into the specific translation tool that you use and what capabilities do you provide, right?
yes, yeah, they all provide dictionaries where you can say this word translates to this. So don't
Mm-hmm.
touch this. Like
Mm-hmm.
Spazio Crypto, it translated to space crypto initially.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no, 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 it's a brand. Don't touch it. So we're able
Yeah,
to tell it to don't, you know, Spazio Crypto stays. That's the brand name. It does not, don't translate to space crypto because, you know. So, and then make actually DeepL will not touch that word. So you build dictionaries of all the specifics. If you have domain specific words, you build your own dictionary and tell
yeah.
it to don't touch these.
Awesome. And then we have a question about the associated costs. So yeah, what are the tools that you are paying for within? And I think you kind of answered the question already.
Yeah, we can go back one slide and you know, make, of course, um, for credits here. We're running CDN for the asset delivery, the images to get the speed, the global delivery. The VPS private server is running on a dedicated VPS somewhere. And then, of course, the translation costs and the AI parsing for the social media. Um, the I think for the Cloudflare workers, that's free up to like I think 1 million requests or something, or if it's like 100,000 requests, then so if you're running below 100,000 page views per month, you're good. But if you go above 100,000 page views, then I'm sure Cloudflare is going to start charging some money. But currently, we're on the free tier there because we're not running 100,000 page views yet. Get
Good.
closer.
Cool. And then we have someone asking about like how to control the output quality here. I think this is also related to the translation model that you are using, right?
Yeah, you know, really the content side, it's very much with the team Spazio Crypto. My understanding is that they are very, very happy about the translation. The English version is that's the one I can read. My Italian is really bad, but I'm reading the English and it's flawless. And I think the other ones are also. The only one that we noticed that people were struggling with was Korean because it's a mix of two languages. It's
Mhm.
how, you know, the written language is part, they have some Chinese characters in there as well, and then they have their new language, Hangul or something. and it was difficult, for the Korean for DeepL but I'm sure they're working on that one.
Yeah.
But the other ones are flawless, and I'm sure that all the other translators do an equally good job. It's just that we're very happy with DeepL for this
And I
project.
think also, like, as you showed by mistake, that actually you can set up the automation that you are not gonna publish the post right away. It's gonna stay as a draft, and then your team can be reviewing any post before hitting the publish. So it's gonna be up to you if you wanna control the quality before publishing it or not. So this is in your hands.
Yes.
And like someone else, like, how can we insert the same image from the original post? And I think is you're already doing that, right, with what you showed.
Yes, yeah. We send the WordPress media ID. Um, we submit that because in WordPress you can in the media library we have our cat image, and the item needs 999, so we can send that one. But I think it's also provided with a webhook. I'm pretty sure that the webhook sends the media, so it will tell Make that I'm using this image as cover image. We can just go on the plugin and have a quick look at WebP webhooks and tell it that it's when it sends a post updated outgoing data, it will actually send media ID or something, I think. Post status, ping, modified, or post type, thumbnail, and I'm sure media ID should be in there, or we can just pull the
I
post
think it's
and
probably, yeah,
yeah,
part of the thumbnail as well. So yeah.
yes. So you get the media ID, but
Yeah,
I entered it manually this time, but it can be automated also.
yeah, understood. Um, and um, what do we have here? So yeah, like some people are asking about the quality, and like I like how some people calling it the hallucinations of AI, like, or what is the percentage of the hallucination, like based on your experience, how much do you see that?
Um, it's really good to have a verification stage.
Yeah.
I've noticed, but that to have one step before the AI goes out initially, it behaves. Sometimes it's strange things happens. I'd say 1 out of 10 times you get something very strange from the AI. So basically, what we do is we fire off an email and say this is the suggested copy for the AI. Would you like to publish this? And then we just put a link in the email that fires a hook and then pushes it to social. So it doesn't go straight to social. It prepares
Yeah,
it, does it, and then we send an email and say, okay, are we good to publish this? And you go yes, and then it goes out. So I think that's a very healthy thing to do still.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
No,
so
makes
far,
makes
yeah,
sense.
I don't know, but I think this turned out really nice. I mean, and also it's early days. These AIs is going to get better every day, it seems, right? So they are
Yeah, yeah.
constantly improving. It's still, so I think
And I think
no,
it's what you said, and others were mentioning as well. I think it's important to still do the quality check before publishing anything, whether like in this specific example or any other examples when using AI. It's a tool that enable you and support you in your work, but you still need to be checking the quality of that. And I remember like listening to some of Google official speakers, and they were being asked if the content that is produced by AI, will websites be penalized for that? And their answer was no. Like, it's the at the end of the day, are you providing value to the user or not? Whether the content is written by an AI or written by a human being, the important thing is, are you providing value to the user or not? So this is what you need to do. You just need, okay, you can do and use AI to support you with creating the content, but then you're gonna need to go check that content, make sure it's valuable for the user, then you can go and publish it. Um, All right, we have maybe one last question, but maybe we can share the QR code for the people again before asking the question, just for anyone who did not sign up to make yet, you can use the QR code to have 2 months for free for the Pro plan. And someone was asking about implementing that for previous posts. So you already have a website, it's already live, you already have a long list of posts. How can we implement a translation for all these previous posts?
Oh, yeah, the initial translation where we ran everything, we had that also. You know, the posts were available. We had about 200 Italian posts, 250, and we just ran a batch translate, pull all posts and push them through the pipeline and build them. And of course, that's it's a little bit of a cost, the initial one, to take a lot of 250 posts and move them to 8 languages, but it's a one-time cost. But basically we just changed the flow from, instead of to wait for a page published, we just say, give me all the posts, and we just iterated through them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice because, you know, everything, it's simple. We just ran it, and then yeah, but that's an adventure, because you want to make, you know, maybe run 10 posts first, see everything works out, looks good, and then you just run all of them.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Great, great. Thank you very much, Magnus. I think that was awesome. And I can already see from the number that no one dropped, like from the beginning of the webinar till the end, during all the questions, no one dropped. It was very, very interesting, very insightful. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for attending. The webinar has been was recorded. We're gonna send you the recording within a couple of days to your emails. It's gonna be available at Make as well. You can reach out to Magnus. He can share with you the blueprints for all the automation that he built, so you can copy paste it yourself. Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank you
day.
very
Have a
much.
great week. And
Thank
we're
you
gonna
very
have
much.
more
Thank you.
webinars coming soon. Thanks, Magnus.
Thank you very much. Thank you.